Stop just for a second. Think about the one person on this planet you're most delusional about. The celebrity, the athlete, the person with 50 million followers you think is your soulmate.
Don't call them out like that.
No, I'm serious this time. Whether it's Taylor Swift, Messi, or some random influencer in Los Angeles, you aren't a stranger to them. Mathematically, you are closer to them right now than you are to the person sitting two rows behind you in the library.
That's a lie. It sounds like something your FBI agent tells you to keep on your phone, but it's actually just a cold hard math equation. And the tech companies are using that equation to decide who you date, what you buy, and who you're allowed to be famous with.
Yeah, you're right. Your entire social life is a variable in a machine you didn't know existed. Welcome back to Pie in the Pound. I'm your host, and normally I'm here breaking down the behavioral economics and quantitative analysis behind why our generation does the weird things we do. But today's topic literally breaks down my economic models. So I had to bring in my favorite math nerd and tech nerd to explain the matrix to us. This episode is really, really special. Welcome, Sanika.
Hey everyone, I'm just here to prove that the time I spend at looking at my code is actually serves a purpose, and I'm glad to finally be on the mic instead of just listening you rant between A-level classes.
Listen, the A level stress is actually real, but let me cope. But seriously, today we are talking about the 6 degrees of separation. It's this massive internet theory that you, yes, you, listening right now on your way to school, are at most 6 handshakes away from anyone on earth. Now, be it Taylor Swift, the president, whoever for that matter.
It sounds like a total myth, but mathematically, it's basically a guarantee. If
Hmm.
you look at the graph theory, it's not magic, it's just exploding numbers.
Okay, dumb it down for us. What is graph theory exactly?
Okay, imagine everyone on Earth was a dot
Yeah.
on a whiteboard. In math, we call that a node. Every time two people are friends, you draw a line between them, an edge. If you know 100 people and they know 100 people, by step two, you're already connected to 10,000 people. By step three, a million. By step six, the math explodes to a trillion possible connections. That's way more than the entire population of the planet. So, getting to Taylor Swift in 6 jumps is actually really easy.
Hmm. Right. But from an economic standpoint, that's where things get wild. Because not all the nodes are equal, right? If I post a joke, maybe 10 people will see it. But if an influencer posts it, it goes global. In economics, we look at the value of those high connectivity nodes, the hubs. It's the literal economy of virality.
And big tech companies are completely built around this. Like, how does LinkedIn instantly know that you are a third degree connection with someone in the with the CEO of London? If they use a normal database like giant Excel spreadsheets, it would take the computer hours to cross reference billions of rows.
Hmm. So, what's the cheat code? Like, how do they do this?
Graph databases. Think of it like a giant interactive spider web. Instead of organizing data by alphabetical lists, the database is built around relationship between people. The connection itself is a code. It lets servers search millions of paths in a fraction of a millisecond.
Okay, that's insane. And this is where clout becomes a literal quantifiable asset, right? You were telling me about this equation last night, right? Page rank.
Yep, Invader centrality. Google became a $1 trillion company of this exact math. It basically proves your importance in a network isn't just about how many friends you have. It's about how powerful your friends are. If you have 10 friends, but one of them is Drake, your mathematical importance, your cloud score skyrockets.
Which is the exact definition of social capital. Brands don't pay influencers millions just for fun, right? They're literally buying access to a high centrality node because the math proves it's the fastest way to infect the rest of the network. It's the ultimate monopoly of attention, and it perfectly aligns with preferential attachment. The idea that, like basically the rich just get richer.
The Barbesi Albert model. It states that when a new person joins a network, probability dictates that they will connect to someone who already has a ton of connections. It's a mathematical snowball effect.
Yeah, which is why, like, basically, yeah, which explains why 1% of the creators actually capture 99% of the views. The math of the network is inherently unequal. But here's the scary part, the algorithm doesn't just map who we know, it maps what we think.
Matrix factorization. It's how TikTok reads your mind. It's a giant grid of numbers. If math shows are that you and some random kid in Tokyo share 80% of the same digital footprint, like you both watch the same 5 videos on economics, the code automatically serves you their favorite videos next. It doesn't know what the video is about. It just knows that the mathematical distance between uh, you two is practically zero.
Hmm. Meaning, uh, we are basically isolated, right, into these hyper specific, polarized microeconomies. We think we are making free choices on our feeds, but in reality, we're actually just variables in a giant equation meant to keep our attention so that they can sell ad space, right?
Pretty much. You aren't just 6 handshakes away from anyone, you are mathematically bound to them. And the algorithm holds that map.
Well, on that slightly terrifying existential note, we're gonna wrap it up. Huge thanks to Sanika for coming on and dropping the math and tech knowledge. It was amazing to have you here. If you liked this episode, share it with your network. Let's test the math and see if we can get this podcast 6 handshakes away to someone famous. Thanks for tuning in to Pie and the Pound. Catch you next time.